Welcome to the Fairfield Shellfish Commission meeting, February 10th, 2021. Commissioners present are John Short, Mike Harwood, Lizette Enhofer, and Sean Cohen. So we have a quorum. We can start the meeting. Bills and communications. Approval of the draft meeting minutes of January 13th, 2021. Did everyone have a chance to look at those minutes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Look good.
No changes or additions or anything like that? We're good? Does someone want to make a motion to approve those minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second the motion to approve the minutes.
And so Mike Harwood makes a motion. Lizette Enhofer seconds motion. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. We'll go to committee reports. Clam relay and planting. No real report. We won't be doing anything till the water gets above 50 degrees. We got water and habitat quality. Lizette, do you have anything to report on that?
I do not have.
We've been open for the whole month, so it didn't rain, not enough snow, so we stayed open. Water quality, we got together. It was Sean, Deb Detmer, Tim Macklin, Mike Harwood, myself. 4 of us met at Southport Beach and did some DNA sampling. And Tim went up, and then we went over to Tide Mill and sampled there. And Tim Macklin went to the end of Henderson Road and to the Uncle Road Bridge in the Mill River and sampled there. So we have those samples. I have them frozen, and I don't know when the next time it's going to rain is, but we can try to do one for a rain event, or we could sample again while in a non-event. What do you guys think about doing another non-event? Or should we wait for rain?
I think a non-event would be good, but I think it would be good when it's, the season where there's a lot of activity around the water. The sailing is open, the beach clubs are open, maybe after Memorial Day.
Yeah, well, we want to do, we'll do that, but we want to get another sample in so that we can send them all in and get these samples back. So should we wait for maybe a rain day?
Oh, I see what you mean, yeah. Yeah, that might be good. And would we have it like an inch or more type day?
We don't need to have an inch or more. We could just, any rain event would be probably good enough since there hasn't really been any rain. A little bit of snow, but that sort of melts as a trickle. So unless it was a real, like a warm day where there was a big snow melt and, push some more water through, we could try that. But I don't know if we wait for an inch, it may not happen till May, maybe right. April. So maybe we'll just go for the next rain event.
All right.
Maybe in the next couple of weeks or early March or something like that.
Yeah. Is there a certain number we try and get in that gets statistically significant with rain and then non-rain, or we just sort of figure in a couple of each?
So normally sampling happens when you're going for bacteria when it rains over an inch. With the DNA, it's I don't know if it's the same or not. So we can say, we'll go over an inch, or we could pick any point, I guess, and see what it is, and then do it at another point and see if it changes or not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's the same, if it works the same as the bacteria. We can probably get another sample done and then get Joseph Train back on the phone from the DNA lab and have him explain it to us. So that would probably be best. We were on the call before, but it was our first time talking to them. So maybe we get another sample in, and then when the results come, we'll get him back on the phone and see if he can explain how the results are.
Yeah, that call was great. I think it would help too with Sean and Todd being on the commission now.
Right.
I understand. He explains things very easily for us. I got a lot from it.
Yeah, so he could explain these samples to us. If it makes a difference if there's rain or not. So they do a lot of sampling in rivers and that. So he would definitely know that. All right, so we'll plan on that. Anything else on water and habitat quality? Now we'll go to permits and access. So we got Lizette again.
So the thing they sent us says 2021 permits issued, although in the fine print it says 2020 permits. I'm assuming that these are 2021, though, that there have been a total of 68 sold, 11 were via mail, and 57 online, 35 by residents, 29 by seniors, and 4 non-resident passes for a total of $1,150 in funds collected.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that compares to last year or not. I guess maybe we could ask Joanne to put that together. I know Betty used to do that.
Yeah, because the top of the page says it's 2021, but if you look at the inside the grid, it says 2020.
Yeah, so we had a little bit of a problem with this sheet because some of it was like certain cells were protected and we couldn't change them, and then just in trying to get the agenda out, I think she just changed the title. It's been chaos there, so we were really just trying to get it out, and we couldn't figure out how to change these password protected cells. So I think we need to rework the whole thing.
But it is 20.
But because we all noticed that because it says 2019 issued too, if you see at the top.
Yeah, I saw that too.
So it says 2019 and then it says 2020.
I mean, it's great when we look at totals. It's 2020.
So it'd be safe to say that the 68 permits issued are for 2021.
Yes, so those are definitely the 2021 numbers. We just couldn't change it in the sheet. But we'll work on that for next month.
The final numbers for 2020, we ended up with 345, where previously our highest number was 270. So definitely it looks like going online helped a lot.
So we definitely have some work to do then. 280 permits.
Do most people buy these things when it gets warm and they start thinking about it?
Yeah, so when we get to communications, we'll talk about that. But I think that we'll have to do some communications since we didn't do any mailing this year, which probably held us down a little bit. But with a little bit of communication. It is only February, I guess, yeah.
And it's cold.
Yeah. So we'll work on some communications to get the word out that we're selling permits. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but talking to some people at my son's tennis match the other day. They're from Fairfield, and it kind of came up, and we were talking about it, and they were like, well, when do they open? I'm like, they're open now. Like, you can go and you can get a permit online, and the beds are open. So I guess people don't realize that you still can go in the winter.
Yeah, people think there's a season, and there's really not. It's year-round.
Yeah.
All right. So we have a new subcommittee here of 3A, Southport Beach reopening, to Mike and Sean. Anything happen with that yet, or?
I don't have any updates yet, no.
No, I mean, I've been thinking that that's a function of the water quality. Basically the testing that we're doing. Is that not how you're looking at one of the first things to go towards that?
It is. So I think that you guys should, not right now, but fairly soon, get in touch with either Alyssa down at Aquaculture Department or Dave Carey, and set up maybe a discussion with them, a conference call or something like that, to go over what is needed to possibly reopen that area. Because some of the other commissions have opened some areas in the last couple of years, and I know that's a certain number of tests that have to come back, that have to have good results and all that, and say we're working on some things, and just set up a schedule of things that need to be done, that aquaculture needs done, such as water sampling and monitoring, things like that. We can use our DNA as part. All right.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll set up the call with Dave and Alyssa. I've met them in the past, so we can get going on that, Sean.
It's really hard to right now with the Bureau of Agriculture because the offices really aren't open yet. So everyone's working from home. So it's you'll have to probably email them first, and then when you guys can all get together on a call. You guys know how to do that. So, all right. Commercial shellfish regulations.
Nothing to report.
Mike, Sean? No report. All right. Yeah. Oyster bed development. What was that? All right, we'll go to oyster bed development. So I know Tim's not here, but I'm sure he's still collecting shell. Not too much is happening right now. We'll talk a little bit more about it in the Downweller section. Has anyone had a chance to been down to South? I know it's been winter and that, to see if any of our shell or oysters are still hanging around the area where we put them?
Yeah, so at South Benson, the 23 bags are still, I checked them last week. I usually go down there about once a week my boat's down there, so I check out on that as well. So all bags are there.
All right. And obviously nothing's growing right now, so. So I submitted, I guess this has to do with this, but a lot of pictures of our work that we did on taking the hats, the spat collectors out and removing the oysters and sorting them and bagging them to Yukon Sea Grant. I'm not sure if they're going to use them at the presentation on Saturday for the gathering. But I sent in a ton of photographs. I'm not sure if I took them, if Tim took them, Allison took them, or who took them. So I just gave the photo credit to the Fairfield Shellfish Commission. You think that's okay?
Sounds good with me.
Sounds cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Good. All right, so why don't we go to communications? Deb's not here.
So Deb and I connected a couple of times since the last meeting. I mean, there's really, I think, 4 things. One, newsletter. She and I are talking about what does that look like going forward. I think the biggest question I have, and maybe you guys can help, do we have access to emails for people that are permit holders to reach out to them directly? Will the town send communication on our behalf if we give them something? There's a different way to speak to people who have already committed and those we want to sort of bring into the funnel and get them potentially getting a permit.
Yes, so we have a list of all the permit holders who have submitted emails. and it's used to send out our notification that the shellfish beds are closed or open. So we can talk to, maybe Sarah knows or Joanne knows how we can use that. How we can use that email list.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I don't know if that goes out through a Q alert or.
Yeah.
But
there is a list. I'm not sure how we're allowed to use it. So.
Okay. And there's also I'd like to cross-reference previous years who's part of the 345 that signed up in 2020. Can we reach back out to them and give them reminders? So if I guess my question is, who do we think the number one person I should start that conversation with?
Probably Joanne in conservation.
Okay.
I don't know if she'll know or not, but
all right, we'll start finding out.
So we probably can use those emails because they were submitted to us when the permits were bought. So as long as we're not spamming those emails and sending out relevant information, I'm sure we can use the emails.
Yep. So we'll get back to you guys on what the newsletter and Facebook posting, what the goals are going to be, how frequently they're going to go out. The other thing that Deb mentioned is, so we are flag. So this is still an active thing, an American flag, and then a Shellfish Commission flag for the boat?
Yes.
Okay.
So we approved money for that a while back. So.
Okay.
That was with the Memorial Day Parade, and I'm not sure if that's going on this year or not. So, but we can still get the flag for the boat. You're a boater, Sean, so maybe you can. Deb was having an issue finding a way to mount the flag to the boat, but I think that if you
how big a flag are you guys thinking about? Just the little 1 footer by
exactly
like 10 inches type thing.
Whatever size it is that they have, yeah.
They sell those things down at West Marine.
Yeah, exactly.
You can mount them on the hull, on the rails.
Right. Some flag holders. I mean, the boat. Obviously, we could drill a hole into the what do they call that? The beam, or I'm not sure.
Yep. When I bought mine, which you guys know is identical to yours, I had to install handles because I was rocking my kids off from side to side when we went water skiing. So yeah, I've drilled it up already significantly. Huh?
You can water ski on that boat.
Water ski, tube off it, love it.
I think you got to put some juice behind it, though.
I got a new 75, but it seems to be enough. But okay, flag, we're on that too. I think that was the major stuff.
All right. So on that note of sending out using that email list, we probably should use that email list to remind people that permits are for sale online. Mm-hmm. And Sarah, are they for sale by appointment at conservation or not?
It really depends on if someone is in the office that can do it at the time. So generally we've been saying if you can do it online, do it online, just because we're down. I mean, we're only 3 people in there now, and Annette and I don't really do the shellfish permits. Okay. So it all falls on Joanne right now, and if she is out or in the middle of something, she can't always stop to do it. But if they say they'll come in at a certain time, we could probably take an appointment. But we do recommend online.
All right, so why don't we put out...
just don't have an online way. Or they can print it out and drop it off in the drop box if they make a copy of their license and fill out the shellfish permit application. They can put it in the drop box with a check, and then we can mail it out to them. There's ways we can figure it out for them. We're not going to turn them away. Why don't we get some kind of
communication out there that, permits are available online, and give them the information on how to do that. And then, or if they want to print out the application and put in a copy of their license and a check, they can put it in the drop box, which is downstairs at the Sullivan. Is that the Sullivan building over there?
Yeah, Sullivan Independence Hall.
Yeah. So there's a drop box.
And
Go ahead.
I'll tell you what, John, I actually bought my license at Parks and Rec. I was there signing up for something else, and they told me I could sign up. Bought my permits at Parks and Rec, and they sent me my permit.
Wow.
Okay. So you paid for it while you were there?
Yeah. While I was, yep.
Oh, okay.
And I got
maybe we should
5 days later.
All right, maybe we should send people to Parks and Rec and not to Conservation, because Conservation is kind of understaffed right now, yes.
Yep.
All right, so Sean, you could work something up, right?
Yeah, I guess my question is, we could notify people that have done it before that it's available for purchase. We could also incentivize them to do it again in case maybe they didn't use it as much as they would have. So I'll just throw it out there. I don't know. Any of these oysters, we have a way to let them grow to maturity, and someone wins a bag of oysters. It's almost like one person's going to win a hell of an oyster party. How do we make this a little bit more like a lotto ticket? Drive the numbers up. We need another 300.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, is because today I was thinking about it. Because I was thinking about the clinic we usually run, and there's a good chance we're not going to be able to run the clinic again this year.
Mm-hmm.
And, at the clinic we do put out some clams, a painted clam shell. I don't know if we actually paint live clams, but we could. But we could put out just some painted clam shells or something like that, bury them down, and that could be an incentive, and it could be like winning of one of our T-shirts or a hat or something like that. We could do like a bag of oysters or something, not our oysters, maybe a bag of oysters from like Norm Bloom or something down at Brown. Yes, we do need to give people an incentive, because the Clam Clinic was really a good way to get people interested in going about clamming.
I did 3 years ago with all my kids. It was that day in the rain, but it was great advertising.
Yeah, so I don't know. What do you guys probably agree? There's probably not going to be a clinic this year, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
Not until everyone's vaccinated.
So I'll try and get a list together with Deb of things that we think might be attractive, and it doesn't have to be winner take all. It could be, hey, get your pass. There's a raft of prizes. You could win. I mean, even just signing up, they don't even have to find the shells. I mean, at some level, it's sign up and there's a bunch of swag, and we'll make a list of things that might be motivating to people to say, all right, I wasn't sure if I was going to do it, but yeah, I should do it again this year.
Yeah, we do have stickers, hats, T-shirts that the Shellfish Commission sells and gives out. We could use those, and I'm sure we could put together some kind of oyster package or something like that.
What's the restriction on taking people on a sunset booze cruise in the boat?
No. Probably no.
You don't ask, you don't get.
The only problem is Mike's going to be out there digging for those painted clams every day till he gets his bag of oysters.
That's right.
Yeah, you don't want to be on the sunset cruise with me.
No. Yeah, let's stick with a few smaller things. So first things first, let's remind people that's where they can buy their permits. And then if you get the Facebook, we're doing pretty well. Eric used to do a good job on Facebook with putting out relative information about clamming and things like that, and it generated a lot of interest. So if we can get back to like that.
You guys ever talk to any of those like Instagram or Facebook, like Fairfield Hamlet Hub, any of those things? There's tons of people around town that follow those things that are an audience we otherwise don't really have. I think they need content.
South Park Globe shares some things of ours.
Yep.
Mill River Wetlands shares things of ours.
Good.
You can try to use them however you want.
Yep.
If you can have them share some of our information, and then we get a bigger audience, obviously.
Yep.
All right. So you're going to be working on that with Deb then, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, let's go to Downwellers. Go right to Mike.
Yeah. So the last thing, what we were doing was, on my end, was trying to get an order for the six Downwellers. And basically what I did was I had a quote from November from Hadco, and I just went back to them and asked them for an update, give me an updated quote. And they told me that the resin and what they use to make them has gone up 28%. So I don't really know how much that means to us. They're going to update the quote for me. I was hoping to have it this week. Just so everyone knows, the last quote for 6 of them was around $4,300 and change, and delivery was $457. So we'll just see what they come back with. Maybe we can work something out on the shipping and handling. But once I get an update, I'll let you know.
Okay. And we talked about, it's probably worth the $450 to have them shipped versus getting a truck and going and picking them up.
I completely think that's the best way to go.
All right. Also on the Downwellers, so in the permitting process, we had to make a few changes to our Army Corps application, which was basically drawings of the intake and outlet pipes going down into South Benson, which have now turned into a flexible hose with a buoy and anchor to hold the hose 18 inches off the buoy will hold the hose up, minimum of 18 inches off the bottom. The anchor will keep it in place. The pump will be on land, and there'll be PVC. There has to be a PVC sheathing over our buoy lines so that there's no entanglement of turtles. There'll be a half-inch mesh intake screen on the intake hose. So myself and Shannon Kelly at the Agriculture Department have been worked on that and got a nice drawing together and resubmitted that to Army Corps. And now we're doing the certificate of permission, the COP, for the DEEP. I just have to fill out the rest of the information on that and submit that this week. So that'll be in. So all of our permits will be in, and they're being reviewed. Army Corps gets back to them really quickly. DEEP, not sure how quick that's going to be. For our COP, I don't think there's not going to be much happening with that since there's really not much happening in the water other than a buoy. So we're in good shape with the permits. They're all moving forward. Any questions on that? No? All right. We go to reports from the Conservation Department. So it looks like our fund balance, $32,936.70 as of January 31st. We got quite a bit of money there. We'll be using a decent amount of that coming up on the Downwellers. Permit 68. We're open all month long, and our budget status we put in a status quo. So, old business, budget request, report, new business. Anyone have any new business wants to be discussed? No. So someone, I don't know if you guys, did you get the email from was Joanne or Betty regarding our shellfish map and something on it might be incorrect? So I got this email from Tom Stanky, I guess. And he noticed an oddity on the Shellfish map with the symbol, sign symbol with a half circle of red and a half circle of white located at the southerly end of Kenzie Point. The way it's depicted might confuse someone who is unsure of signage. Kenzie Point is easterly limit. So maybe we need to, and then it says it should be indicated with the white semicircle to the left, the open side, and the red semicircle to the right, closed side, just the opposite of the westerly sign over by Fairfield Country Club. So maybe we need to look at the map and then actually go look at these signs and see if they're correct. So when the weather changes, make a note of that let's take a look at our map and look at our signs and see what needs to be changed, if it's the map or the signs. So not too big a deal, but anyone ever notice that on there? I thought in the past we've talked about that. No. All right. 2021 gathering of the Shellfish Commissions, Saturday, February 13th. Does everyone knows about that?
Yes.
All right. And you all.
I looked. I was expecting it said something about an invitation to respond to. So I can make it, but I haven't gotten an invitation or see anything other than replying sure. Did anybody get anything like a formal invitation?
I think that is the invitation, isn't it?
Okay.
Maybe you didn't get one because you're new on the commission. Maybe you're not in. So let's see.
I got to save the date.
Yeah.
For it
might have come. Did anyone else get an email from Tessa Getchus about that?
I got one, I think, today.
You got one today, right?
Yeah.
Yesterday was in preparation to complete a survey. And then, I don't know, if I can find the email, if it's got the formal invitation,
I have nothing from anyone named Tessa.
All right.
I just did a search.
Then it would have come from Betty. Can you do a search on Betty Gabriel?
I am.
I got something last month that had the agenda, but not an invitation.
Yeah, I remember at some point saying something about the gathering. Actually, the last email I have from Betty was to November 12th.
I've got a bunch of emails on this, so I have an agenda here. No one has anything about the gathering from Betty?
Well, again, I have the agenda that was sent from, I think it was sent from Betty's email from Tessa, but that was from last month. If we're talking about the thing with the agenda on it, I have that.
Okay, and there's no number or anything on there, right?
What do you mean number? Oh, yeah, no, it had some of that stuff on there.
It does.
I just didn't know how to reply to say, yeah, I was going to go to this. I thought there was a specific invitation coming out. There is. I can forward it to you guys. I mean, it says.
What's the date?
Yeah, let me find this. It is. Hang on. It's the. It was sent on January 22nd. under Betty Gabriel. And Betty was essentially, maybe Betty was forwarding Tessa's email.
It says you do need to accept the invitation sent to you and use the link provided to participate.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that using the link is the acceptance of the invitation.
The meeting information?
The WebEx information there, right? With the meeting number?
I'm clicking on.
Yeah, all you have to do is tap that, and it gives you all the information.
Under meeting information?
There's a link in that where it says, yes, meeting information. There's a link. You click on that link, and it gets you to like a Cisco WebEx meetings. And all you need to do is like click on the green where it says call the number or join with an intro.
Sure. Okay. As long as I can do that without having to yeah, that works fine.
I think that's the invitation. I don't think there's anything else. All right. So if whoever wants to get on that, it's 2.5 hours. That's not too bad. And starting at 9 a.m. So it's usually pretty informative. I'm not sure if there's a round table this year or not. But if there is, you'll hear me talk about all our good work. All right. Now I've lost the agenda here. All right, so we're on. There's no public tonight. Any other?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
So I guess we're going to wrap it up then, right? Someone want to make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second.
So that makes a motion to adjourn. Mike seconds. All in favor? Aye.
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 Meeting adjourned.
Have a good night, everyone.
All right.
Good night.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.